Hi, everyone. Welcome to Habakkuk and Paul, episode number 5. This topic today is, does Paul's command to Timothy make Paul a treacherous dealer of wine in Habakkuk 2:4? We'll see. Okay, last episode we determined that Paul's soul is not upright within the meaning of the Habakkuk. It would fit very clearly. And now we're going to move on to look at verse 5 and look at only one of the 9 factors in verses 4 and 5, which are the primary verses to look at. And this one will be wine is a treacherous dealer, as the JPS translates it. Okay, and this is just to remind us that when we're looking at verse 5, we're looking at something that follows this prophecy beginning. So the Lord says, He answered me, Habakkuk, and said, write the vision, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that reads it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So this is a clear prophecy. Okay, and we've already dealt with 1, 2, 3. In the first episode, we dealt with also the just shall live by his faith, and we demonstrated that Paul does preach Jesus correctly in the book of Acts, definitely. Son of God, Messiah, and all that. Now we're up to the next one, 5. And then it's verse 5, number 4 on our list here. And in the KJV, it says transgresses by wine, which is a common translation. But the JPS has wine is a treacherous dealer. It's very clear there's something about a treacherous dealer in this that is not reflected correctly in the King James. So for example, if we look at Gill as a commentator, he says what it's saying, it rather means, or rather, how much less or more, O wine dealing treacherously. So somehow the wine is dealing treacherously, or that seems to be the subject of it. Calvin says that Henderson, agreeing with Grotius and Mede, takes the latter sense and renders the line as follows. Moreover, wine is treacherous. The haughty man stays not at home. So the wine is treacherous. The wine is dealing treacherously. So, and then let's see what else. And then Clark actually just throws up his hands. He says, because he transgresses by wine, it says, from the present translation, it is not easy to see either reason or meaning in the first clause of this verse. So it is hard to understand what is it trying to say. Well, what seems very clear, at least, is at least in the JPS version, it's nothing about the wine actually capturing the man. It's somebody treacherously dealing with wine. That's and wine could be treacherously dealing with itself, or could be the man is treacherously dealing with wine. He's been the subject of the topic up to now. So it's not a prophecy that will be obvious just looking at this. It's not hard to see, but maybe it does apply to Paul, as we'll see. Paul gives a very strange command in Greek to Timothy. Okay, and this is actually what it says. The KJV has it right. Drink no longer water, but use a little wine for thy stomach's sake and thine often infirmities. That's what it says in Greek. You might not like it. So if you looked in the Greek lexicon, we'll show you how the people do this. It says no longer drink water, but, and then they put in brackets only, even though there's no Greek word only. So that's to signify, that's something we're going to add. Like we can just change the Bible whenever we don't like what it says. So on its surface, it just says, stop drinking water, drink wine. So I'm just going to comment that sometimes the only way to understand what the words of the prophecy is, wine is a treacherous dealer, is when you see the event that actually fulfills it, and you're looking at the verse and you're looking at the other prophecies that are spot on dealing with the same person. Then you have to say, okay, did he ever treacherously deal with someone about the issue of wine? Because unfortunately, this is an absolute command in Greek. It's in the command tense, drink no longer water. Doesn't say don't drink only water. Doesn't say that. That's what the modern translators have changed it so it doesn't look exactly like what it would sound like to a person who's attracted to wine. They go, okay, don't drink water anymore. I drink wine. Drink a little bit of wine. So now that means Paul probably didn't proofread what he was saying, didn't contemplate that your words have meaning, and you're commanding this person. You're not saying, I suggest you drink wine for your stomach when you're not feeling well, or something where it's not like give up water and here's what I'm giving you as an alternative is wine. So it's potentially arguably a treacherous dealing in wine. And just so that we can learn the games translators play. Okay, so if you went to the lexicon and said, I want to see what are the words here. Well, it would say no longer is the first word, make a T, and then you'd see hydropote, and it says drink only water. I guess that's what it means. I guess it implies the word only. No, it doesn't. That's what they are telling you is how they changed it for this only verse. But it does not mean that. As we'll see, I'll show you another more authoritative lexicon. So here's the NASB Lexicon overlaid on top of the other one. I just want to show you, they don't pretend, they don't make the reader who's uninitiated in all these games to think that the definition of the word, the same word, hydropote, they don't make you think that it means drink only water in some bracketed sense. No, it doesn't say that. It means to drink water. So it's no longer, nor anymore, not anymore, drink water. That's what it says. And when they do this to people, they go, well, I guess it's okay. They say it's okay to add words here. No, it isn't. The lexicon should just tell you what words are there and what they mean. And don't tell us what's bracketed. Don't bracket any words to make the reader who's uninitiated in your, however methods you're using, just do it the way people want to know. What are the words that were on the page? What do they say? Not how they were translated incorrectly and words added. Okay, so I think we have established that Paul is associated with being a treacherous dealer of wine. His injudicious words, his failure to edit his own words, probably did not mean to say stop drinking water altogether, but that's what he says. And it has consequences. Look at the consequences over time. Very bad consequences. So yeah, he made a mistake, probably. But that doesn't change the fact it fits him too. So we so far have a very close case, getting closer all the time, and we'll see the next one is going to make it even closer. Okay, so the next one is going to be the easiest, of course, I think. Next time we'll ask whether Paul was someone who did not stay at home. Well, I think we'll just have to pull out the maps of the missionary journeys and put that out on the screen. But we'll go through it anyway, just to make sure we've covered every base here, so nobody can say we've made a mistake or overlooked any mitigating factors. Okay, well, God bless. I hope this helped everybody. Ciao.